Good evening, friends. Welcome to episode 6 of Jmac Plays Hadean Lands. I want to get right into it. A couple of notes since our last time. I have made a special view. Let's see if this works. Pocket and get back to the game. So the last thing we did last week was via Dan's handy hint book. I finally found a chunk of orichalcum, my lack of which was a blocker to so many things. So the two tasks I have in my immediate to-do list are to mess around with the lead weight increase ritual and also try to make the aura disguise so that we can get into the locked birdhouse door. The reason I want to mess around with the lead weight increase is because there is a leaden hatch which we cannot open by dint of it being too heavy, and there is a also leaden counterweight, which is holding up. Literally, it is making out of reach the ladder that we need to get to the bridge in the observatory. I do have a suspicion that what we actually need to do is reverse the ritual so that it is a lead weight decrease. But first things first, I want to see if we can make it work at all. So the last thing, and one other thing that I discovered while messing around just now, that this game can do, which I wasn't even aware of, is if you go to its map and you click on a room, like the nave, as I just did, and you will see up in the upper right corner of the map, a control appears that says travel to nave, and if you type go, your character, Ensign Forsyth, books it directly to that room, and there you are in the main window. So I was doing that just now just to check out the counterweight in the observatory. But that's not what we're here for. We're not here to mess around in the nave. We are here to do some alchemical rituals. The last thing we did before retiring last week was make some Gaian precipitate, which we need for something or other. Let's review. Yes, that is for the lead weight increase inscription, which you can see in our ritual window right now. I will reread the recipe. We must create an anchored Saturnine environment. So we have the horn coin for that. Place any common bit of stone into the bound. Let's assume we can do that. Invoke simple sealing, add a resonance note, speak a word of essential nature. So we have all these things. Let's take down the list and make sure we have all the ingredients. So we have the coin. It has an anchor cut into it. If we were to look through it in the lens, we would see it is aligned with Saturn. I'm not going to bother. We did that last time. Do we have a common bit of... Yeah, we have a chip of marble. It's common enough. We can do a simple ceiling. We do not have anything resinous, so we need to go to the rosemary. Rosemary. All right. Essential nature, we have memorized Gaian precipitate we have in our pocket, thanks to our final step last time. Celestial spear we already know. And so here's the key sentence. I want to read the last sentence of this, because that seems to be the thing we want to mess with. Conclude with the binding of the celestial sphere to align the alchemical axis, Earth, Saturn, low, high, with the mundane axis of gravitation. So this implies that that's the thing we want to flippy do in order to invert this into a decrease the weight of lead. Go Saturn to Earth. Now I'm not sure how to get, how to get direction in there, or rather than that, replace Saturn with something else which is lower than Earth even. And I'm not enough of an alchemist to suggest what that is. I think Earth is as low as it gets. I don't know that we have any. I suppose the name of the game is Hadean Lands, and we could put a moon rock in there, but that's no, moon is above Earth usually. So I don't know, but I'm just going to try to follow the instructions literally. And my plan is place that on the counterweight and see if that makes the ladder go down, because I don't know how. I'm no engineer. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. So we've been doing most of our experimentation in the optics lab. So I'm going to, now that I know how this trick works, and I'm going to play with it. There we go. Oh, the lodestone impurity is just sitting right there. Wonder why that is. Anyway. Actually, the trouble with me doing that is I bring the map up and then it hides my recipe book, so that's actually less convenient than I think it is. Right. So I think all the stuff we have is just in our pockets, so we can get going here. So let's put the coin... Actually, this is not where the thing is. Okay. Delph. Nothing's on the shelf. So, let us begin. We now have a Saturnine environment. Any bit of common stone. I'm guessing marble. I mean, it's fancy, but it's still pretty common, so I'm going to say that counts. I know that there's I think there's a chip of granite somewhere underground. I think there's some obsidian in the fire. You know what? Why leave this to chance? I think there's just granite lying around somewhere. Let's go fetch that. Okay. That is much more common than marble. I like that better. Get out of here, marble. Much better. Okay. What do we got here? On the Gestalt shelf is a horn coin. A chip of granite rests within the tabletop bound. Good. That's 2 things down. Invoke the ceiling. Simple ceiling. The arc begins to glow slate blue around the chip of granite. Good. Very rocky. Let's wave that rosemary. That's our signature. I decided that this is Ensign Forsyth's signature move, is to wave rosemary. I don't know why. Speak word of essential nature. The mineral nature of the chip arises to the surface. What if we look at the chip? The other chip. No, it doesn't look any different. We just, it's just something we can sense as a rookie alchemist. A gifted rookie alchemist, mind you. And now that Gaian precipitate we fought so hard to make comes into play. It just says add a measure, so let's just dump it right on there. on the granite, I guess. Get the right preposition in here, folks. Don't want to... You empty the vial of Gaian precipitate onto the chip of granite. The purple-gray dust whirls around in the pebble for a moment. Excuse me. The purple-gray dust whirls around the pebble for a moment. Then the vortex tightens and is absorbed. Sorry. I want to keep checking out that granite. Small, rough-edged bit of gray granite. Hello, Mike Walsh. That was a special shout-out to Schmike because he just turned his speakers on, according to the chat. Where am I? Conclude with the binding of the celestial sphere. Yeah, so I'm just going to do this. Now, I was looking at the other bindings I have in my formulas list to see, like, do we have a binding of a of a mundane sphere? The only other binding we have in our wallet right now is of antipathy, which it begins with anti, but I don't really think it's a universal opposite binding. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know any other. I guess we have elementary word of binding. No, that's for making chemical compounds, which is not what we're doing. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just do what it says. We're doing what it says. We're doing what it says. So, speak celestial. You begin invoking the binding of the celestial sphere. The sounds seem distant and foreign, but you speak them precisely. The bluish light flares, drawing together the mineral and celestial principles you have assembled. When it fades, a symbol shines on the surface of the chip of granite. Clever work, Swabby. What's our symbol? The chip of granite, finally, it looks different, is charged with the alchemical sign for ponderosity. When you touch it to something, the symbol will discharge. Good proper word use of the word ponderous. As one might have a ponderous gate, we now have a ponderous chip of granite. Or rather, a chip of granite that is charged with the potential of ponderosity. It has ponderous potential. I am not going to do the thing that I do again and again, which is to charge a object with a alchemical symbol and then run away from it. So excited to apply it, I leave it sitting in the lab. Which seems delightfully in character, honestly. Oh boy, where are we doing? Let's go to the observatory. So we used up the Gaian precipitate. It's gone. So the next time we want to fire this off or mess with it further, we need to reset the game because there's only one piece of orichalcum in the entire marcher that we are aware of, and we just used it. So every time we want to do something involving orichalcum, that is a forced reset. So do not get too attached to the state of the world. All right. 2 stone chips. Oh, it's nice that the inventory gathers them together in a nice little categorization like that. I'm nervous. Okay, so here we go. Touch counterweight with granite. You carefully lay the ponderosity symbol against the lead. The symbol flares brightly and transfers to the counterweight. The cable vibrates with sudden strain and then emits a portentous creak. You jump back just as it snaps. The counterweight, now freed, slams to the floor and lies there like the corpse of Atlas. Wow, Zarv. The shock has evidently been too much for the jammed mechanism. The cable whips up and out of sight. The folded ladder, in reaction, unfolds segment by segment until it reaches the floor. I must admit, this is not what I expected to occur. What I thought we needed to do was make it lighter so it would just go up. I thought that this would be a fail of like, yes, okay, you just made the counterweight heavier and now the ladder is bolted even tighter. Good job, idiot. Instead, we get to wreck the entire mechanism, and I am always in favor of 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 being allowed to mess stuff up in a text adventure game, which is usually resistant to you know, the famous inform library message of violence not being the answer to this one. Sometimes, friends, it is. Let's go. We found the Aethery. I've been pronouncing this word Aethery the whole time. I don't know what it means. I'm going to keep doing it. You climb the ladder. This bridge crosses the upper span of the observatory dome. There is nothing at either end except a ladder. This is a place to stand and watch the cosmos and the retort's place in it. The dragon, oh boy. The dragon Ace Theta is a mandala of alchemical runes inscribed on the dome just overhead. But the runes look unexpectedly lifeless. A fragment of paper lies on the bridge. So this is our first face-to-face encounter with one of the Marcher's much heralded dragons. And again, we see evidence of the player character seeing something that sounds fantastic and reacting with mundanity because this isn't anything special to them. But we've been hearing talk of dragons this whole game and dropping clues that they're not great scaly beasts, but sources of power, engines of some kind. And here we are. We have finally found one. Eighth Zeta. I don't recall seeing that name in the game before, but it is a mandala. Let's take a close look at that. Circles of gray glimmering runes hang on the dome. This is Ace Theta, one of the Marcher's 4 dragons. Ace Theta is responsible for awareness of the retort's location and environment. It's the nav computer, I guess. Something is wrong, however. You've never seen... Oh, you haven't? Well, okay, Backing up. Something is wrong, however. You've never seen a dragon before, but by all accounts, the circles of runes should be rotating, eternally reading themselves. The color is wrong, too. You say it a couple times, and it seems easy. It wouldn't be a dragon if you could pronounce his name easily. Ace Theta can't be dead, or you'd be hopelessly lost, but it clearly isn't working correctly. You rack your brains, trying to recall the sergeant's lecture on the theory of dragons. Can we literally just recall the sergeant's lecture on the theory of dragons? Yes, we can. Was this just in our heads the whole time and it wasn't told to us? That is amazing. Wow. All right. A Marcher, turns out, is built around 4 incredibly complex alchemical constructs called dragons. Because they'll bite you on the arse if you're careless, runs the joke, but in fact, nobody knows the origin of the name. Pneuma regulates light and air. Baros regulates stability and gravity. Ace Theta manages navigation. Syndesis binds the rooms of the Marcher together and to its destinations. And that is... Okay, so that last one is a reference to another mysterious thing about how this craft works, which is it's not a big tin can like the USS Enterprise. It is somehow a bunch of areas that are all located in different parts of the universe, but are all bound together through some woobly stuff, and travel kind of, sort of, as a unit, which I love. And we can thank, apparently, the dragons and Dacis for that. Are these unique creatures? Are they always have this name on every single Marcher that is like this? Is this the only Marcher in the universe? I bet it isn't. And anyway, I'm not here to write fan fiction. I'm here to play this game. I'll write the fan fiction later. The dragons are the retort's vital organs. Constructing each one took months of work by a crew of trained rectors. The idea that they've gone wrong is deeply disturbing. Okay, so here's where we are. We are in the Aethery. We are a dome. There is a mandala on the dome. If we examine the dome windows show, well, to be honest, you've never understood the theory. Each one is a world where the retort has ever been, or each one is the heart of some constellation, or each one shows an aspect of the retort's relationship to the cosmos or something. The dragon Ace Theta is inscribed across the dome just overhead. Perhaps it's ice theta. I'd want to spell it with an E if so. Okay, so that's the same description of looking at the windows from down on the observatory floor, except that we can see the dragon now, where we could not before. Can we touch the dragon? You can feel no texture of ink or paint on the ruins. Oh, we just like smear our grubby hands all over the sacred man. I guess it's not that sacred. Whatever. Well, we have these optical devices, except I didn't build them in this playthrough yet. Rather, life loop. Let's say loop. Yeah, I want to look at the dragon. Give it another look here. Let's see. The color is wrong. Can't be dead. Rune should be rotating. Circles, same. Runes, same. Okay. No additional information to be had there. We still haven't read this piece of paper. I know. Nothing at either end except the ladder. So there's nothing. So, okay, the reason for this room to exist is to give us access to the dragon and another goodie here with this paper. Let's get that out of the way, shall we? You don't recognize the handwriting. Chuang argues that the soul exists in an as yet undetected medium, a soul aether, as it might be. The echo is then in a transitory vibration of this substance. Lacking volition or identity, the vibration is not self-sustaining. Chuang's computation of the characteristic decay time accords with observation. You memorize the information and also pick up the sheet just in case. Okay, what information was that then? What was that? Something about, what was the key word here? Soul aether? Seeing if that has appeared in our facts. Nature of aura clouds. Exhilarant environment. Not the crawlway access combination. Electron potions. Theory of dragons. I wonder if that just existed. That's great. I love that. Recursive metaphor. Sort of formula, is it? Echo. I don't think it's a... I'm not going to worry about it too much. Yeah, okay, it's whatever that is. I can recall it as Chuang. Sorry if I'm mangling your name, Chuang. Transitory vibration. Well, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Decay time, something. The medium in which souls travel or operate seems on point. I want to make some lenses because I want to take a look at the dragon through our magical lenses, which means we need to go make some stuff. So I don't think we need orichalcum for that. I don't think we need anything that we've already trashed. So let's see. There's the resonant oculus. And then there's the planetary lens. So let's make... Can we just say make lens? Oh, we have to be more... Well, one of these actually needs to be made game. The others are just lying around. Clonk, clonk, clonk. So many things with the word aethery in them. Look at dragon through lens. You peer at Ace Theta through the lens, but you don't perceive any planetary association at all. It makes sense, you suppose. The dragon is the marcher, and the marcher can never be associated with any single planet. Okay, let's make the other thing. The oculus. Guess I should have made that before running back over here. And run back to the thing. The oculus reveals Ace Theta as a web of occult relations running throughout the retort. It doesn't look good. The compass rule lines throughout the marcher are weak. They are mostly aligned with the architecture, providing your familiar sense of direction. But where the passages twist, the garden maze, the cracks by the chasm, the compass lines are snarled and useless. That would explain why there is our in-world reasoning for why we can't just left wall our way through the maze, why the mazes are extra super weird, I suppose. All right. Fine. Let's see. So I'm really stuck on what that that little bit of information we found here. Akhand in the chat suggests Soul Echo. Soul Echo sounds like ghost slash necromancy slash seance stuff. Yeah, could be. We did have to deal with a naughty ghost-like thing last time, but we found a way to dissolve it. Which is good, actually. Yeah, we discovered a bunch of stuff now that I'm racking my own brains. We now know how to get elemental air, and I don't know if we needed that for anything other than the Great Marriage, which needed all 4 elements. No, that is something we found last time. Didn't know if that was blocking us or not yet. Okay, well, we have this, and I don't know how to fix the dragon. Can I just be a smartass? Nope. You have no idea how to fix this. All right. Look at it one more time. Can we, manipulate it? If the dragon were functional, it would turn itself, smart guy. Indeed. All right. Let us look at rituals. We had fun making perfect mud last time. Load zone of centrality location. What are we missing for that? Okay. Why couldn't we make the centrality location last time? Let me look at my own notes. We need elemental fire, and we're blocked from elemental fire because we need yang oil, and I don't know where the yang oil is. And I bet it's inside of the thing. The very heavy leaden hatch. I don't know why I'm betting that. I'm obsessed with that because I feel like we're most of the way to opening that, and I just need to reverse that somehow. So that's... Well, this already worked better than we did. The other thing on my to-do list, now that we have Orichalcum access, is to mess around with, let's see, what I have in my notes as method 2 of the aura thingy, and which in here is this it? No. Yes. The imitation, the aura imitation inscription. Let's make this, because it's good to make things. And I think we have all the stuff. And yeah, so this is going to be a tough thing. We need to make copper percalcinate, which is going to... That's going to take several steps. So let's do that now. We need to do it sooner or later, so let's do it now. No time like the present. Maybe the idea for how to reverse the lead thing will happen in the meantime. Actually, the author of the game is sending me a text, so I'm going to say he can tune in. That was me telling the author he can tune in. Doop, 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 doop. Right. Yes, polyjuice potion. Okay, let's start from the top here. Spiritual peace. We can do that. Quartz token, sure. Cost healing, got it. Copper percalcinate, right? That's the thing we don't have. So that's somewhere down here. It's not veridigree. That's... Ooh. I think we need to make this at some point. I know it's in here somewhere. It's not this, is it? No, it's not that. Do we have this? What is this? Why would we want to make synthesis of sublime spirit? No, okay, I don't have that. Scalpel inscription, lens creation, mud synthesis, purity creation, great marriage, gold ignition, fungicide, electrum phlogistication. Well, dang it. Okay, I'm gonna go about this another way. Right, go back to the quartz thing. Recall percalcinate. Okay, that was not a ritual, that was a fact. First calcine a metal. That we can do somewhere. I'll get back to that. Then seal the retort and invoke the crystalline tempering. Yes. Okay, so to calcine a metal, I remember doing this last week when I was totally adrift. Okay. Boy. So is that under facts? Calcinate of copper. I'm relying, you know what? I need to turn off my targeting computer. I need to stop relying on these magical windows. Just focus on the text. What I'm actually going to do is going to copy these like a gremlin and paste them into a separate text file so that I will have them for later. I'm going to do them in order. So the first thing we need to do is make calcinate of copper. And that means we need to reset because we don't have orichalcum. Bye-bye. Zoop. Back at the beginning. Let's get the orichalcum. I think we can probably just get it. Right? Rawr. Lots of things. I'm going to read it. This is the only one I'm going to read today. The orichalcum rod is in the main store, as you recall. You head that way. You make your way to the herbarium nook. You take the pine cone from the herb shelf. You make your way to the secondary alchemy lab. You take the impet of ginger oil from the side table. You conjure a redoubled saturation symbol onto the steel bolt. You make your way to the mech lab crawl space. You lay the steel bolt on the hatch. You recall the combination and unlock the hatch. You make your way to the chemic lab. You take the flask of saline from the rack. You make your way to the herbarium nook. You take the dried mushroom from the herb shelf. You take a pinch of mustard seed. You make your way to the chemic lab. You brew a bottle of fungicide. You make your way to the mechanical lab. You apply the fungicide to the mech lab door. You make your way to the main store. And then we didn't even have the thing open yet. Oh, you recall the combination. Gagonk. Fine. So we have that. Okay, fine. There's our thing. Place that into the retort. We need some muriatic acid. Oof. Go to muriatic. Please give to me. Too many vowels. Apparently that's all we need. Okay, so the next step, having done that, first calcine a metal, then seal the retort. Sure. Crystalline tempering, yeah. Add more acid to redissolve and continue heating. I guess we just need these two things, and we just do it a bunch, and we're already in the chemic lab. Okay, let's get started. Put acid in retort. Sploosh. Put orichalcum in the retort. Clunk. More of a plop, really, I suppose. Turn on the burner. Wait, do I need to seal it? There's no instruction for sealing here. I'm just gonna cook it. We're just gonna cook it. Mundane cooking. Here we go. Let's look ahead. Continue heating until the green salt crystallizes. And in the original note. It says flush directly, do not extract. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to move on to next steps after that. Oh, then we seal it after it crystallizes. At no point does it say turn off the heat. In fact, it says continue heating. So I'm just going to leave that burner on. Wait, wait, wait. The muriatic acid bubbles over the flame. The orichalcum slowly dissolves into the acid, lending it a lovely grass green tint. It's not crystallizing yet, so I'm going to keep waiting. The grass green acid bubbles over the flame. The green acid solution is noticeably reducing in volume. The green acid is now a thick pool in the bottom of the reservoir. I don't know if we're making any progress or not here, folks. The green acid darkens to a paste and then rapidly dries, leaving a residue of coarse, dark green crystals. I'm going to call that crystallization. It's right in the word. All right. We've calcinated it, maybe. Now we're going to seal it. The retort's equator begins to glow pearl gray around the reservoir of dark green crystals, which are still being heated by the gas flame. And now we're going to add some more acid. We're just going to make it wet. Just going to make it wet. You add a quantity of muriatic acid to the retort. The crystals redissolve into grass green acid. The gas flame heats the grass green acid. Okay, and the final instruction is continue heating until a second crystallization occurs. Bubbles over the flame, still bubbling, noticeably reducing in volume. Now a thick pool. The green acid thickens to a paste and then rapidly dries, leaving a residue of coarse dark green crystals, pretty much exactly as last time. You twist the knob, the gas burner goes silent, and the blue flames die. What are we left with? This looks like a mess. This is a flask of sand. That's not the crystals I meant. Hope our stuff didn't go away. The retort contains a quantity of dark green crystals. Can I just get them then? Just gonna type in the whole thing. The reservoir is part of the retort, comma, dumbass. Okay, could be I've forgotten how to take things out of the... Let's have a look at this thing. I forget how it works. Has a slot on the top for adding these, a tap for extracting, and a dump valve for discarding ruined experiments. Well, the tap is what I want, right? No. Oh boy, I don't know how to do this. Duh. Okay, I'm having some vocabulary issues here. Can I? Oh wait, can I just say this? No. Okay, so I'm successfully using the word calcinate to refer to the crystals. I don't know how to get them. Oh boy. Slot in the top. Tap for extracting and dump valve. I don't want to dump it. Oh, did I need it? Now I'm just trying things. Okay, well I tried open retort, which killed the ritual, but the calcinate is still there. Oh boy, I'm having verb problems. Well, this is a thing. Okay, well, that made them go away entirely. So that's in fact not what we wanted to do at all. Well, it was worth trying. I am unfortunately having some verb issues here. I do not know how to get the thing out of the thing. But this is the first time I thought maybe flushing would put it into a cup or something, but apparently it makes it go away entirely. So we need to redo the stuff, and that's fine. That's how science works sometimes, folks. Can I just say get orichalcum from where I'm standing? Probably not. No. All right. Do I want to look at the hints just to, like, see how to extract the thing correctly? That seems really bad. I do not want to do that. Where was I? All right. Okay, let's start over. Maybe I needed to... Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get those crystals, make everything safe, and then it will somehow extract it, and it'll be fine. And we won't flush it out this time. It's actually pretty simple. Okay. Oh, I forgot to invoke the crystal and tempering. So we actually made garbage last time. As was my suspicion, because the game really, when you make something cool, it, like, cool text appears. And when you make something, usually when you make something garbage, it says, uh-oh, you made garbage. And in this case, it just sort of kept the language very mundane. Anyway, let's do it correctly this time. I figured it out. Pour the acid. Where are we? I've already screwed this up. I've screwed it up. We'll do it. We'll do it again. We're doing it again, but we're going to do it correctly this time. You know what? I'm just going to up arrow my way over. Gonna up arrow through this. Tra la 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 la. All right. Bullet points. Point 1, calcine metal, check. Point 2, seal the retort. And this is what we missed. And invoke the crystal and tempering to clarify the salt's structure. Did I read this out loud? Maybe not. Would it have helped if I had? Possibly not. You recite the crystal and tempering. The crystals darken further while also taking on a lucent green clarity. Thank you. Bullet. Add more acid to redissolve. You add a quantity of muriatic acid to the retort. The crystals dissolve, forming a brilliant viridian acid. That's what we like to see. The gas flame heats the viridian acid. Bullet. Continue heating until a second crystallization occurs, which, if it's like the previous things we've made, as soon as we make it, the player character will automatically decant it, as opposed to standing there like a dum-dum, which is what we were earlier because we weren't following the instructions. The viridian acid thickens to a paste and then rapidly dries, leaving a residue of green gold powder. This must be your percalcinate. You extract it into a fresh vial and switch off the gas flames. Yay! Why were we doing this? I don't know. Don't panic. Or imitation. Yeah, all right. Copper percalcinate. Back to the start. Quartz token. Ka soul. Oh yeah, souls. Where have we been reading about souls today? I don't know. Got the percalcinate. That's the boss hole. Isomorphic, sure. Elemental water, Close the elemental word binding. All right. Gonna do this. Go to, I think if you just say the long quartz. I prefer the long quartz. Go to observatory, because that's where our water is. You need a water base. Yoink. And we need spiritual peace, so we need to get the rotor card. Get yoink. Turn it to the rainbow. Nope, there it is. And I think we have all the things we need. So go to the optics lab, my favorite place to do the stuff. Everything is very peaceful. So peaceful. I feel such peace right now. Begin with a quartz token in the bound. This represents the Ka soul. I'll take your word for it. Invoke the Ka ceiling. You take a breath, trace the bound in your mind, and intone the Ka ceiling. The arc begins to glow indigo around the long quartz prism. Sprinkle copper percalcinate over the token. Can we actually say sprinkle? Let's see what verbs. If he's going to put the word sprinkle in his game, is he going to like actually let you use it in the game? Let's find out. Oh yes. You empty the vial of copper percalcinate onto the long quartz prism. The green gold grains adhere to the quartz prism, slowly losing their color, and are absorbed into the crystal. Our second instance of grains of something being absorbed into crystals, into larger crystals, smaller crystals being absorbed into a binding, if you will. Enough of this. Back to the ritual. Invoke an isomorphic structure. Invoke isomorphic. You begin reciting the formulae that make up the isomorphic group. After a rigorous chain of axioms and lemmas, the group elements fall into a one-to-one relation. But of course, I wouldn't have it any other way. Pour elemental water over the whole mess. This represents the mutability of the soul's name. Oh, come on. I guess there's not a token in front of us. That's just, that is its role. It is not its its name. You crack open the capsule and pour the elemental water onto the long quartz prism. The drops sparkle on the crystal for a moment and then evaporate or are absorbed. Close with an elementary word of binding. Funny that we start here. Oh, maybe we do have an elementary binding, huh? Man, I don't know. You intone the elementary word of binding. The syllables snap cleanly away. The indigo light flares through the clear crystal. When the light fades, a symbol shines on the surface of the long quartz prism. And now we can make our polyjuice potion, as Aachen says, anytime we want to. Which is good. We like that. The alchemical sign for imitation. Good. Now then, so the last sentence of this ritual's description is, the penultimate sentence is touch the token to the donor, then to the recipient. So I don't know that we have a donor. So the idea would be that we steal an aura from a higher ranking officer, and then poke ourselves with it, and that will give us the ability to disguise ourselves so that we can get through the birdhouse door. But everyone is behind fractures, so I don't know how that's possible. But let's mess around with it anyway. So on that note, let's see where we need to go on the map. Where's the birdhouse? Okay, I'm actually clicking on birdhouse and no thing appears, which is accurate because we cannot go to it. Let's go to the grand staircase. Lieutenant Powes. So, I did the thing. I didn't actually pick up the alchemical tool we just created. So excited am I. Careful, you pick it up, careful of its inscribed symbol, which we're getting to be quite good at doing. Oh, it didn't actually appear in my input, huh? All right, then. Now we have our thing. You can't reach Lieutenant Powes. No, I didn't think we could. You know, he's A3 file, but a lieutenant wouldn't ordinarily have business in the birdhouse. Well, we could visit everybody, all the frozen people we know, and see if anything has changed there. Either that, or if there is a thing we can touch that represents that person somehow. I don't know if we can, like... Nature of aura clouds. I don't know. I'm going to read this anyway. An aura cloud is an uncontained psychic outbreak, a sucking vortex of vital energies. It's not a ghost or a demon. I've been calling it a ghost this whole game. Forgive me for my incorrectness there. But a less scientific age would certainly have viewed it as such. Any living aura that falls into resonance with the cloud will be drained black in moments. You'll have to protect or disguise. This I have done. To pass the medical wing door. Yeah, okay, well, we got that. That's not the issue in front of us. The issue in front of us is I would like to rip off somebody else's aura, not an auravore. Haha, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, can we be silly and touch it to ourselves? Can we make a loop? I don't know. What if we do try to touch it to ourselves? Touch me. I can always undo. You press the long quartz prism against your hand. You feel nothing but the symbol contorts, absorbing the imprint of your aura. What if we do it a second time? You press the long quartz prism against your hand. This imitation symbol discharges with a thrum, leaving you feeling exactly the same as before. Okay, well... That was as stupid as I expected it to be. So let's undo that. But we've proven it works. I just have to tag someone or something. I mean, just for fun. What if we go to the deck suite? Go to the captain's thing. Interesting. Okay, so we have the captain's bed. Like, can we... I honestly don't know the answer to this, and I'm just messing around. You carefully lay the imitation symbol against the bunk. Nothing happens. The symbol does not discharge. Well, I'm not expecting it to, because you have to, like, what do I... Okay. Okay, it tells you when the symbol absorbs the imprint of an aura, because it says that with yourself. So just to make sure. Yeah, okay. So I'm just to make sure we're not... Okay, I thought that might work. But it's a long... I have to poke through it. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do this. Because there's no NPCs walking around that we can just jab at. I could... I don't know if the aura monster would be able to work with that. No, it's not really a thing. It's just sort of a bad juju in the air. It's not like a swirly cloud that you can interact with, so that will not work. I mean, it could be simply that we don't have the right stuff. I'm just looking at the map, seeing, like, are there anything here where there's, like, a person or a living thing? Like, there's an herbarium. I can get the aura of the pine cone. I don't know if that'll let us into... I don't think the pine cone has access rights to the birdhouse either. Yeah, not... Underward won't help us. Study room won't help us. Okay. Well, we made that anyway. Let's look at my notes again. I mean, that'll be useful sooner or later. Uh-oh. I think I'm having some AV issues on my end because I think I have lost access to my secondary monitor, so please bear with me. Because if I can't do that, I cannot see my notes. Dum-de-dum, technical difficulties. There we go. Reconnect, please. All right. Here are my notes. So then, whoa. Oh, this isn't working. You know what? We're just going to use one monitor. Fine. Oh, boy. Oh, that's still working. Okay. No one's the wiser. So there's still that heavy lead panel. Let's go check that out. And that is in the storage nook. So let's run over there. All right. It is solid lead. It's too heavy to move. So this, we need to make lighter. We could make it even heavier, and I'm pretty sure that that won't help us at all. So we need to, what is it now? It's right here, dum-dum. Where's our other thing? Looking for bindings that we have. What if I just say binder? We call bindings. Okay, here's all the bindings we have. We have elementary word of binding, binding of the celestial sphere, binding of antipathy, and the chi binding. That won't help us. Well. So, rituals, and what is the lead weight increase? This is the one we want to turn upside down. Which, again, I might be just totally wrong in why we want to do this. What if we just do it backwards? Alchemical axis with the mundane axis of gravitation. So we don't want to go Earth Saturn. We don't want to go Saturn Earth, right? But how would you? What's the directionality of this? Well, maybe you place something that isn't a common bit of stone into the mound. I mean, we could just play with different things. Or I can just be like, let's look at the hints. Because that's what we're doing. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm going to look at the hints. I'm going to look at the hints because we're here. I'm here to entertain you. Hi everybody, I'm back. So here's you all. Okay, I'm still new at streaming. And a thing that I do again and again is I switch views and then I leave it there. Also, when I make new views, I don't tell OBS to put the microphone into the new view. So you see me switch to a view and then there's dead silence while absolutely nothing happens. So if you're still here, I'm going to tell you what I just found. What I just found was this. Dan's hint. Okay, I'm going to go silent for a moment. And I'm going to put the... Schmike, maybe your speakers were working this entire time, and the problem was on my end. I'm going to go to the hint screen, and I'm going to turn the microphone on in the hint screen, and therefore it will work forever, but there will be a moment where I will not be speaking, and I beg your patience. Please bear with me right now. Hang on, I don't know what I'm doing. How do I... Okay, hang on. All right. We're back. Okay, listen. Here's the deal. Oh my God. So every time I brought this up, you weren't hearing me. And I was saying okay, here... All right, okay. This went... You have to... It's like Jake the dog says, and in Adventure Time, I believe somewhere in season 1, he tells Finn, you have the first stage of... You have to suck at something before you can get good at it. This is only my 6th or 7th or 8th stream. I'm still finding all the ways things can go wrong. And I'm glad you're all, my friends, you're all here with me on this adventure together. And I could not be happier that I still see people talking in the chat and you all haven't just left. And here's Dan's Invisiclues, okay? I was scrolling through this earlier and saying nothing, and you were just like, Jason's just like looking at the hints and not talking to us. I was explaining. Dan made this wonderful tool, which is available to everybody at infiction.org on this thread. This is a webpage in the spirit of... my levels are good, right? Okay. This is a webpage in the spirit of Infocom's initial Invisiclues book, hint books for their own games back in the 80s, which used an invisible ink technology. And the way they worked is you would turn the pages and the game puzzles would be organized by category. You would look up the vague description of where you were stuck, and then as Dan does here, using the technology is available to us through the Discourse forum software. As you can see, he has arranged the puzzles more or less in the order you encounter them, and then if you're stuck, you start to click through it, and the hints range from very gentle nudges to I guess this one actually does start with something explicit, but he's telling you, try this. Oh, let's see what it says. What does that tell you? Here's another hint. And as you go down, and then eventually it tells you precisely what you need to do. So what I was doing when I was in dead silence, clicking around, we are stuck at... okay, so he also arranged this in more or less the order in which you encounter them. I had noticed that Junior Quarters Cabinet, which is one of several things in the game that you need elemental fire to open, was fairly early on, and I said, well, we've done all this later stuff. I've never opened the Junior Quarters Cabinet. What am I missing? So I started to click through this. Yes, you'll have to perform gold ignition ritual. Yes, I know this. Of course. How do I perform gold ignition? And I thought he was going to say, well, here's where the game gets clever. Because you see, you can replace gold in a recipe with phlogisticated electrum. And what you clearly have to figure out is that there's no gold anywhere on the marcher. Instead, you have to find the electrum and phlogisticate it. And to do that, you need the yang oil. And this is why I've been talking obsessively about yang oil for weeks. But here's the kicker. There's gold. There's been gold all along. There's been gold on the map in one of the first rooms you get to. Where's my game window? You can. Where's my game? Where's my game? What do you do? In the mechanical lab, where the blue star is on the map right now, very close to the first rooms of the game. There is a locked cabinet. There's a mundanely locked cabinet with a gold rod in it. A few rooms later, there's a key lying on the ground, which you pick up and you take back to the cabinet and you unlock the cabinet and there's your gold. This is not supposed to be a deeply clever puzzle. This is not supposed to involve great leaps of logic. This is a puzzle that is wonderfully accessible to novice text adventure players, as it should be. But as a hard-bitten, cynical text adventure player, I was overthinking it and cleverly, quote-unquote, rocketing my mind several celestial spheres in the wrong direction and ignoring the fact that there's been gold available to you pretty much from the very start of the game. And this is not supposed to be hard. This is not the hard part of the game. Yes, we've struck gold. So I have gold now, and now I'm going to set everything on fire. I'm going to burn this. I'm going to burn everything. It's going to feel good. Oh, so many things. How do we ignite gold? Also, my iPad stopped working. I'm going to reread this because it's going to feel good, and then we're going to do it. Igniting elemental fire. Fire is the only pure element of the European tradition which cannot be refined from mundane matter. It must be ignited, and only phlogisticated gold can support its combustion. If one has a source of elemental fire, igniting a new wick is simple, but if not, the procedure is arduous. One must place the phlogisticated metal in a vapor crock with a bit of campfrost and burning blackwood, the only flame hot enough to begin the reaction. Seal the crock. Once the campfrost's vapor pressure has built to the flash point, the metal will be ignited. Here's why I got stuck. Can we do this? Yeah, phlogistication, please. I think I know why this is happening. Oh, you know what I actually want to do with substitution? Well, first of all, you see that you can phlogisticate electrum. I want to make sure we're all on the same level about this, on the same page, okay? Recall substitution. While phlogisticated gold is commonly used, yes, you can substitute it. So here's what I think this is supposed to be. I am now hypothesizing that in the same loop, later on, you're going to have to burn two things. And if you burn up my hypothesis before we even start is that igniting the gold consumes that gold, and then you must burn a second thing, and that is where the electric comes into play. But we don't have to do that yet, and by the time we do have to do that, we will just have access to yang oil because it'll just be lying around somewhere, as in everything else in the game. Deep breaths. Going back to our recipe. Vapor crock. We have a vapor crock. We have campfrost. We need black wood. So I'm going to copy this into a bit of notebook. All right. All this is in the Pyrex lab. Friendos. We have blackwood. I did actually pick up the gold rod, right? Yes. Let's take a look at that. You inspect it with some awe. Gold is lovely, of course, but phlogisticated gold is a rare alchemical resource. This rod is half the length of your finger, with a lustrous yellow gleam, brighter and sharper than any natural metal. Okay. One must place the phlogisticated metal in a vapor crock with a bit of campfrost and burning blackwood. Seal the crock. Once the campfrost's vapor pressure has built to a flash point, the metal will be ignited. Great. What, do we just carry it around then? I don't know. Let's burn it. I'm here to set things on fire. I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm a mad alchemist. Camp Frost. So we have the crock. I think the Camp Frost is in the next room, right? Give me that. Wait. Put it in the crock first. Open the crock. Fine. Cannot believe it. Oh, we need to get the lighter. You hold the splinter of blackwood to the gas burners, but the blackwood... What? I want to light it with my lighter. Why is this hard? Boo. Let me do it in here. You hold the torch lighter to the splinter of blackwood, but the blackwood stubbornly resists catching light. Okay, do we need to shove it into the kiln? Perhaps. Apparently, it does not burn with... Ugh. Fine. Fine. We're here to play with fire. We're going to play with fire. I'm not going to read this because we've already done this. You slide the splinter of blackwood unhurriedly into the kiln. The splinter of blackwood lies inertly, unaffected by the heat. Why? What is it about... What is this stuff? It's a thin, thumb-length splinter of glossy wood. Despite the name, it's not quite black. Is it even the... Am I burning blackwood? Okay. Why? Why is this hard? Of course, it's hard because we're here because it's hard, friends. It's a challenge. What if I just wait? Yeah, the splinter of blackwood is now in the kiln. It's right here. Okay, the potion's wearing off, so I'm just going to get it. Shoving it into the... Well, I guess it wouldn't catch on fire. Just putting it someplace hot wouldn't ignite it. This seems... Why is this a puzzle? Gaps in the kiln's base reveal a row of gas burners all blazing furiously. There's a gas valve set into the floor nearby. Oh, is there? I don't think we've played with this before. Well, the valve is stuck. I suppose the reason the valve is there is to say, yes, under normal circumstances, you would not drink a fire resistance potion to put things into the kiln. You would just turn the burners off first. But they're stuck, so we can't do that. Why can't we just ignite the... Oh, my God. Blackwood stubbornly refuses catching light. I feel so dumb. This should be the easy part. Okay, there's nothing... Now we're stuck figuring out how to burn blackwood, and... Okay, I guess the recipe does say it's the only flame is hot enough to begin, so it needs to be a super hot flame. What if we just put it into the gas burners? No, it's a synonym. All right. I guess we can go back to Dan's hints because we're going back to Dan's hints. Go to the blackwood, get it, go to the crock. Burning the blackwood is a bit of a problem. Oh, I guess, okay, I need to go to the right thing, excuse me, so we can all follow along as I read through the hints. Why am I reading through the hints? Because watching me struggle silently is not fun television, but watching me yell at Dan Fabulich and also Andrew Plotkin through a however long they wrote this is a lot more fun. How do I burn the blackwood? Yeah, how do I? Well, the kiln isn't hot enough to burn the blackwood. I noticed. You'll have to burn something else and then use that to burn the blackwood. Okay. I guess we can try that. We have a lot of burny stuff here in the Pyrex lab. Do we have a lecture on Pyrex? No. Oh, we can do this. Let's see if there's anything about the relative ignition orders of things. I don't care. Let's burn stuff. We're here to burn things. I've been saying this. 4 splints of assorted woods. Assorted woods. Let's burn the maple. You hold a splinter of maple to the glass burners. The maple catches quickly and burns with a yellow flame. Okay. Light blackwood with maple. No. Okay, let's burn something else. What else do we got? Linden. You hold the burning splinter of maple to the splinter of green linden. The green linden lights up in a bright flare. You snatch your hand away. Within instants, the green linden has been entirely devoured. Its flame winks out. Okay, that was a bit much. Let's burn... That burned up in 0 turns. Huh. I wonder if... Okay. I think I know what's going on. The winter oak is now burning with a yellow-white flame. What if we can try this again? Yay! You hold the splinter of blackwood to the burning splinter of winter oak. The blackwood catches quickly and burns with a star blue flame. Dang. Do you like how I've said only 1 swear word so far in this entire series? I don't. Should be 0, but that's what we're aiming for. Now we examine the blackwood and we see a thin thumb-length splinter of glossy wood. The flame on the end is a tiny blue-white star, too bright to look at. I think I remember this from the last time I played this many years ago. It's a good description. I don't know why this is as difficult as it is, but here we are. Did I bring up the wrong window again? You guys have to yell at me. You don't have to yell at me. No, you're not on the hook for anything. Viewers, you're not on the hook for anything. And I'm reading it all to you. So I'm doing my job. I'm giving you the theater of the mind experience that you've all come here for. I don't know through what science. I do know through what science I need to tell myself that I'm on the wrong screen, and that is having more than one monitor, which I don't have available to me right now. But this is a technology that I can take advantage of somehow in 2022, but not today. We've ignited the blackwood, my friends, and let's recall the ignition. What's next? Okay, that's in the crock. Let's get that Camp Frost and put it in there. You shake a lump of Camp Frost from the jar. Wisps of blue vapor steam from the Camp Frost. Blackwood into crock. You put the burning splinter of blackwood into the vapor crock. Let's do the same with the Camp Frost. You put the lump of Camp Frost into the vapor crock. The lump of Camp Frost is shrinking visibly. The vapor drifts from the open crock. The burning splinter of winter oak is noticeably smaller. Okay. Now, let's scroll back. What do? Do we need to seal it? You close the crock and seal its lid. Do we need to recite anything? Once the campfrost vapor pressure has built to the flash point, the metal will be ignited. So we just are going to wait. The burning splinter of maple is noticeably small. I don't care about you, maple. Get out of here. I can drop you on the floor. That's what I think of you. The blackwood flares up. Then, with a violent hiss and an electric blue flash, the campfrost vapor ignites. The light swirls around the phlogisticated gold like innumerable fireflies drawn to something greater. You hear a distinct basso pop as the metal bursts into flame, the lambent gold aura of elemental fire. In the brief flare, the splinter of blackwood is extinguished. The lump of campfrost vaporizes. The burning splinter of winter oak is getting very short. Well, that's a... winter oak, nobody cares about you. Please give me the thing. Please. You unseal and open the lid. A remnant scorched aroma drifts out. Phlogisticated gold is a rare alchemical resource, blah, blah, blah. One end burns with the deep golden incandescence of elemental fire. Okay, so it is not like a burning cartoon torch. It is still a rod of gold, but one end of it is glowing. That's cool. That is a much cooler visual than the silly cartoon I was expecting. Oh my god. We have half an hour left and so many things to burn with this thing. Gah. Okay, let's begin. At the beginning, we're going to go to the junior quarters. Zoom. Ah, you hold the flaming phlogisticated gold rod under the white fuse. The cord ignites with a flash and a pop. It burns away almost instantly, leaving only the smell of burnt metal in the air. Well, I found a bug because I typed smell like a ding-dong, and it said, despite the painful attention to cleanliness, the room retains the aroma of overworked marksman. No, that's not false. It still smells like some smelly boys. It's, I don't want to say sailors. Can we say sailors? It's a Navy. They're sailors. It smells like some smelly sailors. It doesn't say that it doesn't smell like anything else. So now it smells like, can we just open the thing already? Thank you. You open the large locker, revealing a lesson sheet. So hungry. This looks like an assignment for junior level alchemists. To render glass permeable to matter, select a chime in the key of F sharp, which I think is the chime that is in the chasm. I'm so angry right now. Invoke a Helian environment, the aspect of the sun. Place the chime into the bound. Speak a simple ceiling. Sprinkle pure sand. Oh, I think we've actually figured out how to make that. Or we have some. I can't remember. Who cares? Into the chime. Vocalize a resonant tone. Strike the chime. And conclude with a relative anima. Once the chime is invested, one need merely strike it again and embed it into a pane of glass. Huh? Okay. You make it sound so simple. The chime's vibrations, it goes on, will permit it entry. Oh, okay then. Fine. And the entire pane will then be semi-fluid for as long as the chime resonates. But only attempt this with simple flat sheets of glass. Curved glass has irregular vibrational modes and the tuning will fail. Okay, we know how to walk through sheet glass windows now. We can do this. That's what this is. Good. I'm going to take Mike's suggestion here. Let's see. Burn everything. You can't use multiple objects that way. Try burning just one thing. I have no polite response to that. There's something else we can burn. I remember where it is. It's in the exoscape. A cabinet I extract from the exoscape room description is fastened to the wall. Its latch is tied shut with a knot of white cord, much like the one you saw on the locker. You know what we're going to do here, friends. The exact same text appears. You open the cabinet, revealing a creased sheet and a plain sheet. Oh, come on. Creased sheet. A talisman to attract metals. A common lodestone will attract iron, but to exert influence on other metals requires alchemical preparation. Begin with a Saturnine environment. Well, we know what that is because we've already done a Saturnine ritual, don't we? And a bound containing a chime tuned to the desired metal. And we have, in an earlier session, heard a lecture on how notes are associated with metals. So there is that. By the way, metal chimes, as a aside, as a parenthetical, are preferred as glass may be insufficient to the strain noted. Use a simple sealing. Surround the chime with saffronum and immediately ignite this. Vocalize a resonant tone to prime the metal, then strike it without removing it from the bound. Use the immediate anima to set the vibration. Once the ritual is complete, striking the chime will attract all nearby objects of the given substance. So watch out. Okay, well, if we see some metallic stuff that we want and it's out of reach, we can do this and they will come flying. Is that how that works? Oh, that lets us make a chime that sucks up. Okay, so it's a metal bringer adder. It's a big magnet. We can make a universal magnet, or rather a tuned magnet that doesn't actually use magnetism. It uses alchemy, and it achios metal of the kind we want. I don't know why we want that, but if we do, we know what we need to do. You memorize the instructions and also add the sheet to your bundle of paper. The plain sheet, Winfield's clock tincture to repair or realign clockwork. We've certainly seen some clockwork, haven't we? This ritual requires an environment of precision and order. I note that we have that measuring cube with a number on it, and I think that that's precise. Reading on. Place a measure of alum into the bound and perform the sealing of shamash. Add perfect mud, speak a syllable of counterbalance, add sublime spirit, and a token of brass. Conclude with the major animus. The resulting potion embodies perfection in brass and will induce perfection on any brass mechanism it touches. Okay. Well. Brass mechanisms. We've seen a lot of mechanisms and induce perfection. What if I just do this? Which do you mean? The brass pin, the brass coin, the measuring block, or the tarnished calipers? None of these are brass mechanisms that I care about perfecting, let me tell you. Do we even have a sealing of shamash? I don't think that sounds... Oh, well, we picked it up somewhere. So we can do this. Let's do it for fun, I guess. Clock tincture. I'm just rereading this. Because we can make perfect mud. Now we know why it's 4. What if I call precision? No. Yeah. So the block. That's our thing. That's our huckleberry for making a precise environment. It's right there. I'm going to do this because it's fun. Let's make stuff. Let's do this. I'm going to make a tincture. Do a little copy pasty into my notey notebook. Deleting with prejudice, inviting elemental fire. I have your number, elemental fire. Can we just pick up the block? I think it's light. Yeah, all right. Get the alum. Yoink. I'm gonna make mud. Oh no, we used up the water. Da 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 da. Splort. Many things happen, and now we have mud. Well, they're both in the same. No, actually, they're not in the same room, are they? Get alum. Got mud. Got thing. Sublime spirit. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know that a flask of Lubanja counts as sublime spirit. Oh. This is a thing we need to make. Finally, a use for it. All right. Place mineral oil, nickel into retort. We definitely have those things. We have a word of intention. We can now make elemental fire. Yes. Fine. We're going to make some sublime spirit. We're going to tick the boxes, friends. Okay. Go to mineral oil. Get mineral. Go to... Copy and paste this actually real quick. Nickel. I love just ignoring everything. Thin pieces of nickel are best, as the surface area must be large. What is this? It's a small rod of nickel. Well, we can turn it into a thread if we need to, but let's just use this. Invoke the ceiling, word of intention, elemental fire. Okay. You don't know where that might be. God. How do we... But I don't want to. Okay, make fire, bruise the potion, which is not what we want. You don't know what that might be. You can't see any such thing. Don't make me go through all of this again. I'm drumming my fingers. I would have expected this to work, I'll be honest with you. Also doesn't work. Okay. What if we just try burning the cord? Where is that? Where? I have to bring up the map. Junior quarters. Why are you being difficult? You lack any handy way to set things on fire, but I want... please. Yes, this is what I wanted. Why was this hard? Okay. Now we have fire. Lost the plot entirely here. Still have the nickel. Still have the ceiling. Still have the intention. Go to the chemic lab. Mineral oil into retort. All right. All right. Put oil in retort. Fang. Put nickel in retort. Bloof. Invoke ceiling. Donk. Pearl gray, yeah, I've seen it before. Speak Word of intention. The world seems to hold its breath. This is to prevent the oil from igniting, I hear. Introduce... Oh, we're just tossing the elemental fire right in there, huh? All right. You drop the flaming phlogisticated gold rod into the retort. The bound's pearly light ripples. The oil spatters and smokes furiously around the flaming phlogisticated gold rod. The oil doesn't quite ignite, but gradually the elemental heat reduces it to a thick brown consistency. Maybe that's good? I don't know. More words is good. More words good. Introduce... Oh, we already did that. You may then easily extract the desired fractions. Oh, yeah? Do we just wait then? The elemental fire crackles in the paste but is not extinguished. Okay. Oh, no. We're back here where I don't know what I'm doing. What did I miss? I put the mineral oil and the nickel into that. I invoked the... I did invoke the ceiling, right? Yes? Yes, I did. I said the word of intention. I introduced elemental fire. You may then easily extract the desired fractions. Easily extract the desired fractions of the paste? No, see, now we're... Okay, so far in the game, whenever I... like my character's like, oh, this is the stuff I want, they just take it out, and if you don't, then you did something wrong, and I don't know what I did wrong. Perhaps I did not use thin enough pieces of metal. I guess that's what happened. So blah. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, okay. You pull the lever. Within the retort, the greasy brown paste drains away, leaving the reservoir clean. Simultaneously, the basket flips over. 2 metal rods fall down a chute and out of a slot below the retort. You carefully pick them up. Let's increase the surface area per the instructions. I think thin pieces of metal was a clue that we do, in fact, need to stretch these out a bit, so... Did I pick them up? I did pick them up. All right. I have not... Have I used a wire drawer yet? Maybe? You slide the nickel rod into the groove, ready to be drawn into the device. How do we use this thing? What's our verb? Crank. Okay. Crank that drawer, friendo. You begin hauling on the crank, and the nickel rod is slowly drawn into the device. It's terrible work. Nickel isn't a soft metal, but you throw your weight on it, and soon wire begins spooling out onto the counter. After several minutes of sweat, sore hands, and metallic creaking noises, sounding much like my own voice, the rod is entirely consumed. The nickel wire falls free into a loose coil. Get Nick. Hi, Nick. It's a length of nickel wire, pale gold in hue. Let's try that again. Which do you mean? Everyone there. All right. Look at our notes again. Sublime Spirit. Try this again. Put oil in retort. Put nickel in retort. You feed the length of nickel wire into the retort where it lies in a coil. I like this already. I think this is more correct. You invoke the ceiling, followed by a word of intention. I did that. Introduce elemental fire. Okay. This looks longer. Longer is good. Even more words is gooder. The nickel glows red where the elemental flame touches it, then orange, then yellow. You wince, expecting the oil to ignite at any moment, but it does not. Instead, the nickel slowly liquefies into a shining metal pool. The oil shimmers and ripples above it. Pale vapors rise within the retort, the volatile fractions of the oil. They condense on the inner surface of the glass. Minute droplets gather and flow downwards. When they reach the release valve, you tap the sublime spirit into a fresh vial. That is what we wanted. When you have extracted all the fractions you need, you pull the dump lever. The greasy remains of the oil and nickel are washed away. The gold rod, dephlogisticated and cool now, falls into your hand. All right, so we put the phlogistication, we passed it into the gunk, which is sublime spirit. It is the 8th distilled essence of mineral oil. It is a good solvent of substances which resist water. Now, I want the things. It is in my hand. I guess we haven't reset, huh? All right. Oh, we haven't needed to reset. We still have all of our ingredients. We need a token of brass, which is all the way back in the first room. Let's do it. Oh, this isn't making a... Even though it says tincture, I was expecting that this would create a potion. But nope, this is making something dry. No, actually it says potion. I guess you can make potions in ritual bounds and not retorts. Fine, go to the optics lab, which is our preferred environment, as we have established. Clonk. Now, following the recipe, you locate a beaker in the clutter, pour a measure of alum into it, and place it within the tabletop bound. We are not, I think for the first time, we're not speaking a simple sealing. We're speaking a specific sealing, or a complex one, whatever you want to call it. You take a breath, trace the bound in your mind, and intone the sealing of Shamash. The arc begins to glow smoke gray around the beaker of alum. All right. You empty the vial of perfect mud into the beaker. The alum absorbs the moisture, and the substances merge into a pale, glittering paste. Glittering, sparkling, beauty, things of that nature tell you you're on the right path. And when things get dull and muddy, even the perfect mud is not muddy. It is a swirl of perfection. So those are the nudges that the game lets you know you're on the right path, as opposed to you have wandered off and must start again. Speak a syllable of counterbalance. You speak the syllable of counterbalance. The paste roils gently in the beaker. You dribble the sublime spirit into the beaker. The paste softens, shimmering, and liquefies into a translucent, silvery solution. Finally, a token of brass. That is our pin from the very beginning of the game. You drop the brass pin into the beaker. Plop! It lies at the bottom for a moment, and then in the next moment dissolves all at once, lending the solution a brassy tinge. Wasn't expecting that, but it's what happened. I'm okay with it. Conclude with the major animus. You voice the major animus, trying not to choke. As the clicks and pops roll on, the solution slowly darkens to a rich, brassy opacity. When you reach the final sound, the bound flashes bright silver, and the solution precipitates all at once. Glittery particles of brass suspended in a dark tincture. The bound fades. You lift the beaker, tilt it appreciatively, and decant the tincture into a fresh bottle. Cleverly done, kid. That is two two bits of praise that we have wrung out of our internalized Sarge. So that's that's hard won, and so that makes me feel good. Why did we make this? Oh yeah, that was Winfield's clock tincture. So should we encounter a brass mechanism that is borked, we can now induce perfection into it. Be it in now or in a future loop. I wish to go to the observatory because when I think of mechanisms that are borked, I think of things that we find around the bridge. What if we just type look at brass? What about here? Is there brass here? Well, turns out if we are in the observatory alcove, south, and type examine brass, we get a description of the calculator, the horological calculator, which is messed up. I was worried for a moment that it was going to refer to the blank slip that we need to print something on. But that is not. No, that's tin. What if so? Okay, all right. 8 nested brass spheres. So the spheres are messed up. The spheres are messed up. Okay. The resulting potion, I'm going back to the description of the potion. It embodies perfection in brass and will induce perfection in any brass mechanism it touches. What if we pour the tincture on the spheres? You slowly pour the tincture into the guts of the calculator. Just as slowly, the spheres begin to turn until they are all aligned. Zeta, Rho, Pi, Omicron, Iota, Pi, Beta, Mu. An escapement whirs. The patterns on the spheres seem to match the stars arrayed around you. As far as you can tell, the blank tin slip is drawn into the calculator. After a brief cantata of rattles and clunking noises, the slip is ejected back into your hands, now imprinted with complex symbols. It is now an ephemeris billet, summarizing the heavenly coordinates you have set up. Hooray! We have an ephemeris billet. I don't know what to do with it. The strip of tin is now an ephemeris billet. It has been engraved with rows of minute symbols indicating a particular confluence of the heavens from a particular vantage point in the universe. Good? I want to say earlier there was some place where having a idea of where you were is good and would help with things, but I don't know where it is now. I'm sure we'll come across it again. Well, that's good. This is the thing we wanted, and we know what the tincture's for, and we used it on this. And now we can get the billet, I guess, and that'll work. As best you can tell, the spheres are in alignment with the visible heavens. ZRP. Now there's nothing in there. All right. And now there's a compass pedestal. The screen is blank. I don't know what we do with this information. Aha. Well, if we try to... Let's see. Interesting. So you can't, in the same loop, get the billet and also go to the Aethery Bridge, because making the thing that creates the billet consumes the 1 bit of elemental earth, because the ritual you need to make the ritual that makes the thing that fixes the machine that spits out the billet at you involves perfect mud, which involves making elemental earth. Excuse me, it consumes elemental earth. And you also need to use elemental earth in order to do the ritual with the lead and making the lead very heavy. So these are 2 things you cannot do in the same loop. So whatever we do with the billet, we do not do it on the bridge. We do not mess around with that dragon. We do it somewhere else. And that's our evening's play. So we've made progress of a sort. What did we do? What did we do this evening? We met a dragon face to face. We made more things. We created a as Bill called it, a polygose potion, and I don't know how to I don't know where to use it. We made this thing, and I don't know where to use it either. But making things is good. Perhaps next time. And yes, and I ranted for a while about Dan's very good Invisiclues webpage for this game. I learned even more about how to use OBS. And I learned something about myself along the way. So, next week, I will also have Dan's window open, and we'll try to fix this very broken marcher. I intend to do more streaming of games, interactive fiction games that are not this one, because I sense this one is going to take a while yet. And I need more practice with streaming. So please subscribe if you wish, to my YouTube channel, the channel that contains this video. And when I stream more stuff that is not this game on evenings that are not Sunday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, you will be notified, I think. Or follow me on Twitter. I am jmac.org. And that sort of thing. So thank you for joining me. And until next time, may all your gold be phlogisticated. Good night.